I made a comment in my last video, and I just want to explain it further. Like this idea that we're seeing the kind of like normalization of adult media in church, like in church services, like we're trending towards that. And I've written about this in an upcoming book that I'm going to be publishing as well. But like where this comes from is the nature of progress itself. Like we don't want to reckon with what progress means when it's existent in a culture, especially as Christians. So like if you had taken your average pastor 300 years ago and told him, hey, this is what's going to happen in the church if we don't do things right, if we don't stay the course and stuff like that. You're going to have a man who thinks he's a woman, who dresses like a woman, and who is going to be dressing like a provocative or like lewd woman who's going to be going to a church service, not just at the building when church isn't going on, like during the assembly, and is going to be removing parts of their clothes as part of a theatrical act that is culturally, acceptable by, a demographic that has a loud voice in public discourse and stuff like that. And that not only that the clergy of that church would be open and practicing homosexuals, there would just be general acceptance on all these things. That pastor would think you were crazy 300 years ago, but like, it's not crazy. That's normal now. That's normal to the point where like almost like all the mainline churches have drifted to that in some way or another. Like so like. That's where progress takes us. And you can see that progress is taking us there. You can see that like, oh, it's a slow drift. So like take a crazy idea. Like, oh, one day instead of like watching clips from The Chosen or like clips from Marvel movies to illustrate our points in the sermon, we're eventually going to have like OnlyFans clips. Yeah, that's going to happen in these churches. That's going to happen in a lot of churches that we think are like stalwart, never gonna change, middle of the road evangelical. Like, no, like this is how progress works. The progress is not pushed back against it. You end up in a place where like an Episcopal pastor from a couple hundred years ago would think you are just insane for suggesting that they would have drag shows during church service. But like go to Protestia's Twitter feed, and that's their whole brand, is exposing that stuff because it happens all the time. So that's where we're headed. That's where we're headed with this stuff, and we need to be dealing with it properly, and we are not. And so like, yeah, like take your craziest idea about like where the church could go, and you can find it by tracking progress.